All right, all right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, good morning, listeners and viewers out there in radio. Then we want to say, what a pleasant Thursday morning it is. All right, I want to say wherever you are, welcome to the Integrity Watch radio program. The Integrity Watch radio program is a 1 hour live radio program of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. Today's edition is being held on ECOWAS Radio 91.5 and relayed on Prom FM 105.5. This program is sponsored by the government and people of Sweden to do the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. So the Integrity Watch radio program serves as a primary radio base and communication and information dissemination platform of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It is a key advocacy tool that provides essential information around the state of the fight against corruption and national integrity building efforts, as well as promotes the culture of accountability, transparency, integrity, and evidence-based decision making across all sectors and institutions of our country. So under Center's National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption, that's the NEMA program that is sponsored by, that has been funded by the government and people of Sweden to do CEDA. This program serves as an advocacy, like I said, advocacy, coordination, and engagement platform that rally citizens and other stakeholders support for the fight against corruption and bad governance in Liberia. As part of the NEMA program, Center has established the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center, citizens to freely report and seek redress to corruption and other integrity-related issues within our communities, counties, and the country at large. So under this program, we also have the Integrity Clubs. So the Integrity Club has been established at various universities in Liberia. To be specific, the African Methodist Episcopal University, the United Methodist University, the University of Liberia, and the Stella Maris Polytechnic Universities. We believe that young people are the bedrock, young people are the foundation, young people are the future leaders of our country. So it is important that we invest into them now, and the only way we can do it is by reaching out to them, recruiting them, incorporating them for us to have an entrenched culture of integrity that will promote development and good governance as well. So it's important that young people be nurtured, be grown into this particular aspect of integrity. So today we are having two persons from the Integrity Club. To be specific, they are from the UMU chapter. If you monitor last edition, like yesterday's edition, we had two persons from the Integrity Club. That one, they were from the AMU and the Stella Maris. They were there today. We have to club chapter and about the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center. It is important that we find a meeting where we can report corruption and seek redress to whatever complaints that we have. So the ELAC is there for you. So the ELAC, at ELAC, we have a team of professionals and lawyers who are willing, including lawyers who are willing to listen to your complaint. So whatever complaint that you have, that is if you witness out of corruption, if you have hard evidence on corruption and you want to take the necessary step, the ELAC is there for you. And also if you want to know some information about laws, especially for the integrity. I received a message via WhatsApp. Somebody was asking about how can I know some of the laws governing anti-graft institutions, and I referred them to ELAC, and they were doing a research. That person, they were doing research, and the court to thank me about the entire process, and we were able to the team at ELAC were able to provide the necessary information to them. All right. All right, quickly before we enter into our next segment here, before we talk to our guests, let's talk about issues on food in our country. Some things that we feel that before we open the platform to our guests who are already seated pretty tight and willing to get into the issues here today. So for ILAC, let me just conclude on ILAC quickly. ILAC, like I said, the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center. If you want to reach them, you either email or you check on Facebook or you call or you walk in, like that. So if you want to call, just a short code, just 4 digits, 4432. Both Lone Star and Orange and subscribers can call that numbers. Can call that number rather, and you will not be charged. You will not be charged. Just call that number and you will not be charged. But please, before you call, have evidence. Have pieces of evidence that will back you up. Don't just call the number like that. Like I said, you have team of professionals, including lawyers, who are there, and willing to listen to your complaint. So don't just call that number, or you can either visit the offices, the office rather, at 22nd Street opposite GFK Hospital at Top Block Pharmacy, and just reach there. And sometimes just pass by to see how we're doing. And get to know information about what we're into. We'll be glad to receive you. So, like we always encourage our guests on this platform to be saver and informative with zero tolerance for invectives and denigrating comments. We we beg them to be very decorous in their dispositions, whatever they are putting out to the public. They should know that it is public consumption, so they should put it out in the right way. So let's jump to little things that matter. We want to greet His Excellency, Mr. President. We want to say from where you sit and from where I sit too, I want to extend my greetings to you. I know that you are faring well, and we have few things that we need to talk about, in this country quickly. And I pray that you would take heed to them. You adhere to some of those things I will say. The issue of the rice business, that's the first thing on the line. It's important I will talk about our commodity, our stable commodity. Man can go a day without eating rice. It's important. The surge in price of rice is getting unbecoming. Yesterday I got information that a 25 kg rice is about $3,450. Some places they are selling for 3,100. And according to what I saw on from the executive mansion, Facebook page yesterday, that I saw you touring the warehouses and rest is in the country, but people are like trying to hide it, and people are just trying to make the price skyrocket. We think that you need to step high on this and and make good decisions that will be in the interest of our country. It's important that we do that. And also, Mr. President, the outburst of the outbursts and the outcries of diplomats and partners talking about the issue of transparency and accountability is very alarming. You have to do something about it. Sometimes it's not good that you only listen to people that are around you. You have to step out of the game. You have to step out of your comfort zone. Listen to the cries of the people. You know that we live in a democratic state. It's important that you adhere to the cry of the people. When the people are crying that things are not going right. I know sometimes too, you sit and monitor the radio and hear what the callers are saying, hear what citizens are saying. It's important that you do these things. Listen to the all cry of the people. Like I said, the diplomats, they are really concerned about governance and transparency and accountability. I remember like in 2019, like 2019, they talk about how there were some kind of misappropriation and misapplication of donors' money, and that were not used for that particular purpose. And like in 2021 of last year, we have, the EU delegation talking about the deadliness of our country. Interesting in Morovia, not even Morovia, but Liberia is actually there, to be honest with you. I don't need to, because I've been all around Liberia, and honestly speaking, yeah, we're trying, but we have to try harder, especially to the citizens. Please let us learn to be, clean people, the spirit of tidiness. I want us to, cultivate. Let us have that spirit, instituted in us to be able to make our country be a better one. we travel to other countries, see how the country is clean, the people country is very clean and things like that, and we'll come back to our office. The interesting thing is that as soon as you get on the airport, when you are in the plane and say you are around like, you're not sure you're around like, bro, because the entire airport is dark. At least to mention electricity now that is very scarce. At least it just, I don't know. I don't know. Every other time it's Christmas in our country, because it's like acting like Christmas light. Just go and come, come and go like that. We really need to do something about it. And what I'm hearing that we are talking about renovation of the dam, and also talking about renovating the airport. Those monies that can be used for other purposes. Be another airport somewhere around Bone County, around Monkey, around the nearby counties, around Bassa. We could do all of these things. But the most important thing is let's see about food. Let's get to electricity, water, and other things. Rules. Water. You are doing your own rules. Yeah, it's great, but you need to do harder. My point is, do not always listen to those around you. Those around you will feel that they have it all. You have to look beyond their heads. Look at the citizens, and see how they are doing. Liberia is a very small country. There's a state in Nigeria, Ibadan. They are about 50 million, and which is about, I think we'll soon be doing our census soon, but I'm pretty sure we're about 5 million. We are nowhere around. How we have all of the natural resources. Why can't we put time to these things, and try to develop our country? Nowadays, like during the old days, we used to rub shoulders with China. We used to wage war on Roger, but now we can't do it. Vladimir Putin will just look at this small country, just blast the entire thing. Mr. President, you need to do well, especially please. The issue of transparency and accountability is very important. Our partners are really complaining about it. Our partners are really complaining about it, especially this year. The Ambassador Gregory Meads and Ambassador McCarthy from the U.S. government, they are just pointing all the need for transparency and accountability in Liberia. So these things are very good. These things are very good. We want to extend, want to be grateful to our Muslim brothers who are like in our Ramadan. May Allah answer all of your prayers and bless our country too. So before we go to our guests here this morning, last but not the least, like I was talking about the dirtiness, we shouldn't wait for a big program or a big celebration or a big, let's just say something before we try to make our institutions, and especially the government institutions, very clean. It's important that we do that. Let's like the NEC, the National Election Commission, the building is untidy. On the commissioner, you have to do something about that building. I believe there's a money that has been allocated for that purpose. So please do something about that building. Please do something. It's very important. It's very important. Last on little things that matter is the issue of how should I put it? It's the issue of should I say getting public documents. It's very important. We have the Freedom of Information Act. It's not being adhered to, of course. We have to do something about it. And also, if you want to get public document, national documents, like let's just talk about the driver's license. If you want to get a driver's license, I tell you, like there's a huge level of corruption that has been practiced at that place. People are being violated. People are being duped every other time. If you want to obtain a driver's license, as long as I think the regular license is about the shifter license is about 45. If I'm not mistaken. If you want to obtain it, you don't know the price. And when you as soon as you get to the ministry, you will see people just come and they call themselves expediters. You just come and say, yeah, I can't be in the process. I can do this. I can do that. And if you're not, wise enough, then you're gonna be duped. I mean, you're gonna be robbed. But you're gonna be robbed. Literally, you're gonna be robbed. Physically, you're gonna be robbed. Because they will tell you that having the process is just bring $75 in less than an hour time you get a driver's license. If possible, when that criminal is very wicked, that person will tell you bring $100. And ignorantly you will give it after the entire process has been done. When somebody tell you how much you go a lesson for, I pay $100 or it would it's late now. So those in authority at the Ministry of Transport, they need to do something. Even those at the Foreign Affairs, we need to do something. You guys need to do something about the entire passport process business. We need to prioritize good governance. We need to prioritize accountability in our country. It's important. All right, thank you. That was the little things that matter. Let's get on to our guest this morning. All right, we have two persons in studio here. Quickly, they're just gonna call their names and call their institution and call that institution quickly. But before we usher them in, let us take a short break and we'll be right back. A short break and we'll be right back. Just a short break. Stick, don't go away. Stick there. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Wherever you are, listeners and viewers out there, wherever you are, the program that you are in tune to is Integrity Watch. It's a 1 hour program of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia with support from the government of people and people associated to the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. Wherever you are watching us, if you are following us, we want to say thank you for following us. If you are also watching us on Facebook, Integrity TV, we want to say stick and stay. Do not go anywhere. The conversation is about to get interesting as young people are about to take the floor. So let us go over quickly to our guests in studio. I got two persons here, one beautiful male and one beautiful female, and a handsome male that has sit there pretty tight, ready to open this discourse. So welcome. Let's start with lady. This is
the global coalition for against corruption. Sorry, that's a definition. And in our layman understanding, we can say taking what is not yours, and something that doesn't belong to you, and you take it for your private gain. That is corruption.
All right.
In simple words.
Okay. So let's hear from you. How do you love to be called?
Why?
Why, right? All right, why? Okay. Let's hear you out. What do you understand when somebody what's the perspective around corruption, the meaning of corruption?
Okay, let me first start with our definition at iClub.
Okay.
We say that corruption is a misuse of entrusted power for private gain.
Okay.
Now, I would say to the public that corruption is taking what is not yours
Okay.
and doing what is not right and being dishonest. Because
Okay.
corruption is not about just taking bribe, it's not about just taking money for your self gain, but it's also nepotism, it's also tribalism, it's also based on friendship, like at the workplaces. You found that I know you and you know me, and I'm not qualified, but then since we have that intimacy,
Okay.
you will put my point through, then that is corruption. It's not about just taking money. It's not just about taking money.
And additionally, Mark, I love what the presenter said from Hope for Change, or Youth for Change, sorry.
Okay.
He said corruption is a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It got my head, and on my head up, a lifestyle. So it means that it's something that we must live. And, it's not something that we must just talk about. It's something that we must live. So I want to say corruption, is indeed a lifestyle, something that we must practice. We must make, to be part of our daily routines, and when we sit, we think correction, integrity. When we walk, we think integrity. And have conversation with people. And we should be thinking that integrity wise, like that we can help, and ensuring that we get the malice, and out of our way for a better behavior.
Great, great. That was the students' perspectives on corruption. So let's talk about integrity before we go into the real issues quickly. Integrity. What do you understand when somebody talk about integrity? What do you understand by it? Let's start from you, or why?
Okay, I think integrity is moral soundness. I think it's honesty. I think it is the freedom from corruptive influence
Okay.
or motive.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
that's
Let's hear you.
And
Yeah.
is doing the right thing
Hmm.
when nobody is watching.
Great,
And
great. That's the integrity club
yeah,
definition.
that's fine. And doing the right thing when
At the
nobody
right time.
at the right time when nobody is watching you.
Yeah.
So whether you behind closed doors, where other people see you, do what is right. And I have the people of mine, who are connected and say, Joe, all we need to do is do the right thing. Don't be moved by what people will say. Do what is right.
Okay.
Once you are convicted, and you are convinced that what you are doing is right,
Do what is right. Do what is right.
Yeah.
Great. That was a perspective on integrity. All right. So let's come to why quickly. Do you think corruption can be eradicated from our country or be reduced? Do you think? And if you think that it can be reduced, if your answer is yes, what are some of those things that you can recommend for the government or the entire citizenry to do to reduce or eradicate corruption?
okay. I say yes to that, and I say
It can be reduced.
yes,
It can be
yes,
eradicated.
yes.
Okay.
And that is based on our mindset as Liberians. Liberians, we can make Liberia like others countries
Our
around
country.
the world.
Okay.
Others countries that we visit and then we come back and say, this country is developed. This country has system. We can do it. And what I always tell people is life is governed by principle. Life is
Okay.
governed by principle, not by miracles. So what you did not sow, you cannot reap it.
Okay.
So for Liberia to be like others country that we compare Liberia to be like, or we want Liberia to be like, we wish Liberia to be like, we need to have a positive mindset and we need to apply actions. That
Apply
is why.
action. She said yes, and we should apply action. Okay. Let's say you out, my father.
Yeah, I do believe that corruption can be eradicated.
Okay.
It's not reduced to the infinitesimal level. And you see, I was reading the other day and I came across something that is very shocking. My see this. I read that the 17
Sustainable
sustainable
development goals.
development goals of the United Nations,
Okay.
the only impediment for those goals to not be achieved is corruption. The
Mm-hmm.
first impediment, let me make it clear. The first impediment is corruption. So it means that if I was sit on this platform to say that corruption cannot be eradicated, it means that we will not achieve the 17
Development
development
goals.
goals.
The Agenda
Sustainable
2030.
development. Fine. Thank you. So I want to say that it can be achieved through approaches. And this is what I want to
Can you
recommend.
recommend one approach?
Good. You see, we have good laws, but implementation is our problem. Let us start from the culture of impunity.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody does wrong and they walk away, scot free without paying
Impunity.
the
Mm-hmm.
penalty for the crime they committed. Imagine a fund was entrusted in your care to construct uh, a 1 kilometer road. Like I estimate 1 million, and you hire contractors that brought substandard materials, and instead of spending 1 million, you spend pretty close around 500,000. Imagine after 1 2 years, we have potholes on the road that led to a tragic accident. People lost their lives. In other countries, that road will be investigated. They will bring top-notch engineers to ensure that they test the quality of the road. If anything malfeasance took place, the person who was in charge of that project will have to account. So the culture of impunity needs to be broken. If we will win the war against corruption, we need to break the culture of impunity. People must pay for the mayhem they are committed. It is not being too straightforward. Like we want to aim a certain group of people, but I mean it helps to discourage Y and R. That are still students. We are still studying, and we see that people who are in power today, are being convicted, of crimes. They are committed corruption. Let me say that way. And they are being prosecuted for things that they took that wasn't theirs. We that are students today will know that there's not a path to travel. I don't want to get involved in something that like I said, my father has said, or to set a platform that will have a negative imprint on my generation unborn. So I need to take another path. With that, even if somebody is thinking that I cannot live integrity, I cannot practice integrity, they have to rethink for the sake of the generation unborn and for the sake their forefathers, this legacy the forefathers have already set for them. So that one of the approaches, for us to have the cultural impunity broken. If you want, I can still lament
How do
for
we
them.
have it? How can we make it to be broke? How can we break it?
Good. That happens when we make the laws that are on the book active.
So, are you insinuating persecution, or we should persecute those that are involved in such an act?
Good. And we believe in too much dialectics. And in this country, people want to make the wrong appear like it is right. Someone stole money, and they say no, you cannot take seat until you pay that money. And and because you think you have political affiliation, something, and he said no, that man, you're right, yeah, it's true, or somebody, I mean, it's in position, and they took money, say, oh, man, go sit down, or you have to pay this money, and because you are surrogates, and of that particular, political, figure, you are just supporting, the art. It is bad. It is bad. We need to ensure that the laws that are on the book and take a code, even those that are favor in the anti-graft institutions in our country, that include the PPCC, the LSCC, the GSC, they need to be proactive. And, the laws are there. When people are being
But do you know that they are proactive? Perhaps somebody will say they are less proactive, because they don't have that tooth to bite. I'm talking about the financial aspect of it, because in order for them to be operational, you have to fund them. I mean, substantial amount of fund that should be given to them because
Of
they
course,
are a
yes.
very important part, integral part in the society.
Mhm.
So once they are empowered financially, I mean, they can be capacitated whatever way, but once they are empowered financially, there will be some kind of a due diligence, that will increase
And
the
you know
process.
you're right. You cannot fight corruption in isolation. You need funds and to make sure that the process is speedy or expedite. But again, people need to have the boss. They need to have the boss and make sure that if this person does this, they have to be prosecuted. What the law says, why not go by the laws that are on the book? But why and I are students for United Methodist University. We are building the bond. When we get to the national scene and why or let me use myself, I pray that that doesn't happen in my case. But imagine, I'm caught in a corrupt, act,
Acts.
and why is in the position to have me prosecuted. Why you look at the bounds that we have created for
As university
on a
days.
graduate, our father, to white folks, she don't want to have me prosecuted because it will send a bad image to our alma mater, UMU, and it send a bad image, to even our
And
friendship.
this is exactly what is happening.
Good. So the culture impunity can be broken if the laws are on the book because the law knows nobody. The law is after the blind. The law only see justice. Only thing the
Okay.
law knows justice.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Yeah, you want to add up? Yeah,
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 actually.
add up.
Okay, to add up to that, okay, my brother just said they should be prosecuted. Because during the workshop, we were asked a question. Apart from the winner, what can we do to stop corruption, to limit corruption in Liberia? And we said we should expose uh, 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 people who took bribe, people who take bribe, and we should like expose them. Corrupt activities should be exposed.
So
We said they should be prosecuted. But in so doing, I believe that the government has responsibilities. And one responsibility is the government should pay people, pay employees. Employees should be well paid. We see corruption all over in the public sectors is because employees are not well paid. They're not paid on time. They are not paid on time. Like what Mark was saying, he made emphasis on the transport ministry in that of Ministry of Gender. But let's
Foreign
go
affairs.
to foreign affairs
Okay.
rather. But let's go right here, just birth certificate right here to what we have the old health
The Bureau
center.
of Vital Statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
When you go there,
It's the same
it's
trend.
so disappointing. It becomes so disappointing for you because we hear people saying that 500 for birth certificate. But as soon as you reach there, they will tell you, as soon as you grab the form, because I experienced it recent time. As soon as you go there and grab the form, the person who's giving you the form will tell you, do you have someone in the system? Do you have someone in the system? And then I was shocked. I said, what do you mean? And then she got angry. I said, do not get angry with me because I got an information that we are to pay 500 a year and follow the process. But when you go there, there is no system. There is no system. You will have to pass. And then what shocked me most, you will hear that they have express, $20 US express. I said, what? So passport got express in it. I don't know. That passport got express. So if you want the system to go, if you want your process to go on fast, and you have to pay $20, and you will have the express and a birth certificate, and it will be given to you on time. So what I want to
One
say,
time it's in a day or in a week or in a.
sometimes they tell you, or some people will tell you, today you will have it. Then later on, they will tell you 3 days after. So it's just something. So you were just like, since there is no system and you are not seeing anybody outside, you won't see anybody from the offices outside. You just find a place like Red Light Market. At the time Red Light was there, you find everybody just doing their own thing. Everything helter scatter. You don't even find your way out. If you are asking this person, they will say, you have to have someone in the system before you. So Liberia is turning into something different. So what I can say to my Liberia government, or to the government of Liberia, is you have to pay the employees on time.
Okay.
I cannot be working at an entity, and 1 year salary, I don't have it.
All
If you are
right.
paying, if you are paying the employees at the public sectors on time and you are monitoring them, I think it will reduce corruption.
Wow, thank you so much. That is the voices of students who are talking about issues of integrity, issues of corruption. It's important that we speak it out, and the students themselves are crying out, talking about there is a need for transparency and accountability in all sectors. So we want to open the line quickly. Where if you are watching us via Integrity TV, we want to say thank you for following. Do not go anywhere. Just drop your comments there. If you are listening to us on, if you are listening to us now via radio, we want to say, we're going to open the line quickly for you to put the calls through that for you to give your perspective on what do you think the young people can do to curb this entire issues of corruption, to promote integrity. What do you think the young people can do? So if you are watching us now, we are dropping the number on the screen quickly, and the number that we dropped just now on the screen, if you're following us Facebook via Integrity TV, is 0779 691. I repeat, 0779 691. You can put in your calls through. I repeat, 0779 691. Just put in your call. All right, they are members of the Integrity Club, like I said, under the National Integrity Building Anti-Corruption NEMA program that has been sponsored by the government and people that are suited to do the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, CEDAP. There is a youth program, and that happens to do with the Integrity Club. Yeah. Oh, let's take this caller quick. This caller. We just missed that caller. All right. The youth program that has to do with the Integrity Club, like I said, Integrity Club is now on to the private universities campuses, and the United Methodist campus, the AMU, and the Stella Maris Polytechnic, and they are also on UL. They started from the UL, and they have now gone to the other universities. And we have two persons from the United Methodist University Integrity Club chapter. So the Integrity Club is a collection of young people spreading and preaching the message of integrity and accountability. Hello, let's take this caller. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? All right, let's hear you. What do you think the young people can do to promote integrity and transparency in our country? Okay. All right. Thank you so very much. Your contribution is well appreciated. Thank you so very much. So, let me just get to one of our followers on Facebook saying that how can we tackle corruption within the classroom, especially spying, paying of bribes, etc. Can your guests comment on it? So, what do you think about that, Mr. Moba, Mr. Patty, rather?
Thank you. You see, we need whistleblowers. Last time I was reading about Tanzania, there's a law enacted by Parliament, the Parliament of Tanzania, for whistleblowers to protect whistleblowers. In the class, you cannot spy in isolation. There's always a clique. Somebody has to be monitoring and somebody doing the spy, and so that when the person spy, then they can share answers. And we walked that path before,
Well, you know,
but
you got some selfish spiders, right?
yeah,
You
but
just want to do it by
Inspired. They don't want to
Yeah.
share.
those
I
who
remember I was a schoolboy, you know, so
those who spy in isolation really, and most time they got caught, and they get caught, and in the process. But those who spy like a team, and, to really get there, it's difficult because as you go into the person who is spying, the other guy is diverting your attention. So you see it, but again, it can be minimized or eradicated from the classroom, and just by us.
okay, let me hold you there and take this caller. Yeah, hello, caller. Oh, we missed this caller. Yeah, continue.
So just by us saying that within the class, we get to take action. For instance, you see, every class have best students, and they are sometimes A students, and
Okay.
these students most time will stand tall against those that are
All right, let me
spotted.
just take the caller. Yeah. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Calling from where? Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Are you saying that they are aware of the range system?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Let me just take this. Somebody just posted. But first, let me get a perspective on one of the
The
commenters said on
comments.
on Facebook. They said, how can we tackle corruption within a classroom, especially spying? Or bruv, just comment on it
Okay,
quickly. Then we'll get
okay.
to
My
the
brother
next.
already spoke on spying.
Okay.
Spying, I don't know how to say it, but the instructor can be there and students be spying. So let's just leave that. Let's come to bribery in an institution. For the bribery aspects, I think the administration should enforce things. Should be the one to enforce things.
Okay.
Then they should call on students to evaluate their instructors. There should be system. This entire thing has to do with system. There should be a system where you will come to students to evaluate because you don't know the instructors in classroom. The students know all of their
But
instructors.
but 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 but
So
but what
you
but what if the teacher's salary is low and he or she got to open the form of bribery to be able to augment
You
himself?
see
this
that's
is why we talk
come
about paying people on time and paying people well.
why am I coming? You see, there's where I want to differ with somebody. You have the choice, the option is there
Okay.
to take the job or leave the job. That will go integrity. So if you know the salary is 1,000 Liberians and you sign up for the job, you should go pay the 2 hours of that job.
Okay, let's get this question and say, how do we ensure some commenter on Facebook say how that is my own boss member, Sam, so that wherever we are, I say greetings to you. How do you ensure sustainability of the Integrity Club at the university? I think this is the second form of the leadership since its establishment at the United Methodist University, right? How do you ensure the sustainability of it?
Good.
Yeah.
the call for us to maintain integrity in Liberia.
At the university
At the
now.
university.
I'm not in the university.
Okay.
I'm just setting the case, right?
Okay, great.
It is not a strange call. So I'm calling on all women in Liberia to join the fight, especially my colleagues, comrades, cadres at the United Methodist University. It is time that we join hands on deck because very soon, you see, like me, I will be leaving. Chef, Siskazo Lata will be leaving. Why will be leaving? She's a senior student also. So what we need to do is to ensure that we proliferate the mindset of integrity in others, and who are not part of the integrity club yet, so that when the idea is inculcated into them, then after we shall left, we know that the breed, the breeding will still continue, and the cultural integrity will still be here high. Additionally, we also need to engage administration for services that we are paying for. We are not getting the services. For instance, we pay for RCT, in facility. We are not getting it. We need to question, management or administration. Why are we not getting the service for RCT? Another thing, the insurance. We pay $6 a year for insurance. For me, I've been in the school for the last, 3 years, approximately 4 years. I've not got, one insurance, I feel so on some occasions.
What are some of those tangibles, some of those things, some of those legacy that you think that you will leave? Because so somebody wrapping up that you think that you will leave. But let's take this caller quickly. This caller been on the line for a long time. Yes, let's take it. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Okay, yes, let's hear you.
Even in kindergarten or even to high school graduates, we experience it all of the time. And it's frustrating that you will see your teacher will introduce that to you. And because of fear, some people will now want to back you up and can't believe it. So now you will tell them, and one person to fight is that. So one will be my recommendation because we see those things happening with the school for the kindergarten. The club should be able to club they were talking about should be able to start it in most of our schools and always be there to add those children and allow school authority that the school club will be there. That anything that has to do with barrier that you asking children to bring money, no issue of bringing out money, and then they say going to start asking their parents. They don't want to bring money. The parent will never go to follow up. You'll just give money. First class to follow up. And those don't when they go to school every food. And if the teacher is asking that money individually, that teacher will be there with.
Okay. All right. Thank you so very much. So, like I was saying, right? Somebody asked, how do we ensure sustainability? And I'm key to the legacy that you guys will leave. That when other people come, they'll see and say, I think I need a part of this club to propagate the message continually.
Okay, so like the president just took over and he myself was discussing in a chief chat and said, Joseph, we need to work hands in. And this is what I will propose to him because I have just joined the network at the United University. This is what I propose to him. We need to first of all ensure that we ourselves, the messenger that are preaching integrity, we need to make sure that we have integrity. Then we'll have the moral ground to convince our colleagues to join us. Then we need to also convince our colleagues, to join us. Because if, like the last time, we had the club there, we had the training and we're telling us, clap with one finger, clap with 2 fingers, clap with 3 fingers. And, in unity, strong success
is sure. Okay, let's hold you right there. So the Integrity Club, we're not accepting any calls again because we're wrapping up now. Wherever you are viewing us, say thank you so much for following. Thank you so much, Safasa, Kamara, Sam Soda, who have been putting the comments here, and some other people who are following the broadcast live on Facebook via Facebook Integrity TV. All right. So quickly, that like I said, that the Integrity Club members were recruited and they were being trained, and they will be empowered to go out into schools for important that we set that foundation up. So young people, students are going to be trained. So like I said, the members of the entire club, they are going to be going to schools. They'll go into schools, they'll go into communities to talk about integrity and get citizens' perspective on how can we reduce corruption in our country. So of recent, they will be trained at a day-long training workshop that was being held for them, to train them how to go out into the field, how to talk to their peers, and all kinds of conversations that were carried out there. So, what are your expectations? After your expectation, then we'll just get to parting comment because we'll left for 5 minutes. What are your expectations? Like you were trained now, you'll be going out into to higher schools to talk to the people, to the kids about the entire aspect of integrity and stuff like that. So, what are your expectations? For the negative and positive side.
Well, I'm
Let's be
hopeful.
brief.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we can take the message, the lessons that were taught at the training, we can take it to the generation, because you see, Mark, you cannot bend a dry fish without breaking it.
Okay.
But for the raw fish, at that point in time, you can bend it in any size. So for the young people, when we take the message to them every time, we teach them, and we are of the optimism that in a sooner possible time they can grab it, and before they get to the national scene, we'll have a country that at least is less corrupt.
Okay, great.
To
Let's get your parting comment from that quickly. Yeah. Your party comment, yeah.
Well, I love numbers, but I don't know the way you say we should wrap up. You see, one thing that I would like to state for the record, Mark. One of the reasons for which corruption keeps permeating our society is because Liberia as a country, we left war some time ago, but you look at the global peace index, Liberia scored 51 around there.
Sure.
If you look at the World Happy People Index, Finland is stopping. And if you go to the global peace index, Finland, top score 13.
In the corruption perception index, Liberia is at 28.
Fine. So you seen it, right?
Definitely.
So it means that we have a lot to do. Countries that are peaceful and are happy is less in those countries. Denmark score 88.
Yeah, sure.
And you see that they are the less corrupt country, or least corrupt country in the world today.
Yeah.
So that was something that I wanted to report.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm of the optimism that if, as a country, we try to ensure that peace, all these things, carrying all the thing, once our nation is peaceful, we can at least step up our games on having corruption eradicated. We can be fighting economic war, we're fighting this war, we're fighting that war. Our attention is diverted. So it also hampers the effort that we are putting in. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so very much. So let's get your parting comment. Firstly, you can just relate to him where you had an experience like during the time of the training. So what are your expectations? Look at the negative. What do you think when we say corruption is this? Somebody will come and debunk and say no, corruption is not this. You have to do this. Blah 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 blah. What are some of those negative, expectations and positive expectations that they're with you?
Yeah, after the workshop, let me just share what I actually experienced at home, at my house. After the workshop, I went home and people asked me at my house, how was it? And I began to tell them it was interesting. And they said, do you think that Liberia can be a corruption-free nation? Because you people say your vision is corruption-free Liberia. And there was a lot of discouraging words. And in life, what you want to become, you have to act. If you want to become somebody, you have to act. So then a lot of belief says, whatever you believe with conviction becomes reality.
Mm-hmm.
If we believe that Liberia cannot be changed, then we will continue to do what we are doing that Liberia will not. So what I will say to us here is, we should start to implement. We cannot say that I want to be like this country, then we are not doing, we are not enforcing things. So Liberia is just a place that we Liberians make Liberia.
Okay, let's hear a party comment.
What I would say thank you again, and I would say let us keep on supporting our integrity so that we can make Liberia a better nation.
Thank you.
We and our generation to come, we have a better place to live.
And we in our generation to come will have a better place to live. That was the voice of YE. He's one of the members of the Integrity Club. And Mr. Joseph Ade, who is also the member of the Integrity Club at the university, at the United Methodist University. If you want to be a part of the clubs at various universities, just go to campus and ask where's the Integrity Club signboard. When you get there, you're gonna see numbers, and just text that number and you can contact with us, and we can refer you to those chapter leadership. So it has been a wonderful show. Today, the Integrity Watch is an hour radio program that is funded by the government of Sweden. So thank you so very much. I have been your wonderful host, Mark Debbie Bondao. It was great being here today. And for our viewers and listeners out there, I want to say thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Till then, we meet you next Thursday. Have a wonderful and pleasant weekend. Bye-bye.